Alright guys, Andy here, welcome back to Minecraft Kingdoms Season 2, The Island. Hey, we've been concentrating so far on level A, the produce, the sheep, the llamas, the cows, the pigs, the farms, all the things you would eat. That's what's mainly produced in level A. Level B, probably going to be things like industry, maybe military, and then learning, things like libraries and schools. Level C, going to be way in the future, and level D, put your answers in the comments what you think level C should be. I think C for castle. This is the smelter's house. The smelter. If you like these kind of creative kingdom builds, don't forget guys, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. Hey, we left off with the smelter's house, not quite complete. So this is me just adding a few bits of detail. Got some storage sheds at the back here. And we'll add some iron blocks into that as if the smelter had produced those. By the way, this whole island is using the 5x5 building guide. And if you would like to download the blank island, you can on patreon.com/Andyisyoda. So while I add this detail, what is the 5x5 building guide? Well, it's a system where every upright is 3 blocks away from the next upright in your build. Mostly. I wouldn't say 90% of the uprights are 3 blocks away in little square patterns here, and it means every post is centered, every path lines up. I'm building a blacksmith here, by the way. This is going to be the fast portion of the video. As normal, we have a kind of a fast portion of the video, then we'll go into a first person look and dive down and add some details like lanterns and so on. Yeah, so every extension you do, every time you build up, out, add buildings on, join them together, make a bridge, make a path, make a road, make a canal, it all lines up using the 5x5 building system. And if you'd like a video all about the 5x5 building system, just search for 5x5 building system on my channel. So this is the blacksmith. So we've got someone to mine the ore, we've got someone to smelt the ore into iron blocks, and iron blocks along with some coal has been delivered to the blacksmith. So I've made a nice kiln, as you can see, belching out smoke, and the wooden thing attached to it is meant to be bellows to blow in more air to make the fire in the kiln. Not a kiln, it's what do you call it? Where you put your tools. A forge, that's it. That's what I've made. I've made a forge in the blacksmith's. Whoa, that camera went a bit quick right there. let's slow that down right here. Zoomy camera. I wasn't too happy with the blacksmith putting in way too much diorite all the way around and some fancy iron blocks on top. Quite like the window baskets I've put on with the flowers. Pretty smart. Pretty cool for a blacksmith. I'm keeping this diorite and jungle roof, but it was too much diorite, so I'm going to change that in just a couple of seconds. But I'm pretty happy with the blacksmith's yard, happy with the forge, happy with the bellows, and happy with the iron objects and the anvils and the quenching buckets as well. So as we'll take a look at some of the changes I made to that blacksmith. It wasn't the best of camera angles I got there on it. But yeah, I took away some of the diorite and I've added in some brick walls, stone brick walls. I may go back and just tweak that very slightly in a future episode. But since we're making stone, since we've got a stone mason, I thought it's time to bring some defense to this island. And we need a wall. So here's me practicing how to build a wall. I'm going to make it a 3-block wide wall. So kind of deviating from the 5x5 system, but certainly this wall is definitely going to line up with the 5x5 system. It's going to be the 3 blocks in the middle of the 5, if that kind of makes sense. It's all measured out, trust me. So there we go, some little parapets. I'm using mainly dead brainy coral block. I've got some stone slabs, got some andesite slabs for the actual walkway, plenty of stone bricks for the actual wall. We'll have a good look at the wall in just a few seconds time. Making some nice diagonal parts to this wall as well. I want the wall to really hug the grass and go round this place, giving us maximum room for building. And I may even push the wall out a little bit further. There's a bit of grass I can see. Maybe I could have really stuck at it and pushed that wall right to the edges. But I don't know. We've got some grass there. Maybe we could use that for something. Maybe we could have some really cheap houses just outside the wall. Anyway, that's a bit of wall done. What I thought I would do now is go and put some sort of defensive tower in the middle of the wall. And what I wanted to do was add some sort of round tower. And onto that round tower, I've added some 5x5 towers. And these 5x5 towers are going to line up exactly with the 5x5 system. So you could count in blocks of 3 or blocks of 5, you could count from this tower all the way back over to the rest of the city, and it would still all perfectly match up and line up. So let's move the camera all the way back over here. As you can see, I'm using those yellow dots to line up and make sure we are on the 5x5 system. That way any upgrades, extensions are all going to line up and everything's going to be neat. Experimenting with some different colors here. Maybe went with some red nether brick. I think I changed this later on to just normal nether brick. I think that red nether brick is very, very kind of in your face red. So we're just matching up this big tower, this big defensive structure, which I actually really like. And we're just matching it up to the rest of the wall. I haven't put any arrow slits. I haven't put any flags yet. I'm going to need to dig down and put some good detail onto these towers, and that's something we can do in the latter half of the video. Flags, even those towers don't have floors on them. Some sort of giant catapult would be really good as well. Adding some sort of single 5x5 towers here as well, and I think these look quite cool to be spaced out along the wall as well. I do like the diagonal bits of the wall. It makes the build look kind of rough and ready and a bit more organic. Sometimes the 5x5 system can be very, very lined up. Anyway, that's enough wall. I got well bored doing wall. So we're jumping back over to this area. Now, as you can see the cliffs, I've put a lot of clay, grey clay on the cliffs. And this is where we're going to be mining for clay. So this person, this house, is a clay miner. And I was in the live stream talking to people about a clay miner, and they said that sometimes when you mine clay, someone said, oh, you have to kind of mash it up and get all the air bubbles out and kind of pound on it. So we've made some sort of pounding device there to mash up the clay, make it cool and malleable, ready to be put and made into bricks and also pots. I was going to hopefully do a pottery in this episode, but instead what we're going to do is a brick builders, or a brick, what do you call a person that makes bricks? A brickie? By the way, please excuse my change of skin. This is for our video coming up hopefully in the next day or so. So it's not the usual Andyisyoda skin, but I assure you it is me building. So these are kilns. I'm not overly happy with these kilns. I've kind of put the fire in the middle of the kiln, and I think the fire should be off to one side and the heat kind of comes through the brick, and you could put your bricks in there to bake. And I'm not sure even using brick for your kiln is a good idea as well. I've used bricks for the first time in the city, and I think, do you know what, I might just change that into stone brick. What do you think? What should the kiln be made of? I'm not going to change it in this episode, but I could go back and upgrade any of the builds so far. So the brick maker, I'm going to call them the brick maker, they've got themselves a little house coming up here. As you can see, I've used some bone block for the walls and some I've used acacia wood and diorite for the roof. I've put a little crane here as if they could winch the coal up off the barges and plonk, not the coal, but the clay, winch the clay up and ready to put into the workshop. So this is the last little bit of the speeded up footage. This is just going to be us adding a little bit more wall. Definitely not going to get the wall finished in today's episode, but we can add a bit more wall in episode 11. Now we can have a good look at exactly what we've done and maybe add in some smidgens of more detail. This is the blacksmith, kind of the entrance of the blacksmith. I don't like this bit here. I'm not too sure what to do with it. We'll leave it for now. Maybe a little fence along there would look kind of cool. But anyway, this is the blacksmith's here. We've got a big forge here where you would put in your tools. I think I might grab some invisible armor stands so we can have some swords and things standing up. That might be something I do on a live stream because it's kind of time consuming. Invisible armor stands are something you can get with arms, so you can put in swords and bows and whatever you want into their hands, but it is a bit time consuming, not really suitable for a video. So in here, it's a little sparse, I'm afraid. I don't do the interiors. That's for whoever downloads this map can do the interiors. But there's the blacksmiths. I'm not 100% sure about what it looks like. I may just redo that blacksmith at some point, but anyway, never mind. There is, I'm happy with this though. This is looking mighty fine. This is the bricklayer's house, and we can start to just put some extra details down here. By the way, Mr. Brian and Jeep and Dad. Mr. Brian is the person who works here. He sent in a super chat donation, so thank you so much to him for doing that. Yeah, we can add some more detail here. So I think maybe some anvils would look quite good in certain places as well. Maybe some barrels as well would look pretty cool, like that. There we go. We could even put some barrels up here. Oops, like that. We've got some chests to put in as well. I like doing all these details at the end of a build. The lanterns really are beautiful in Minecraft 1.14. They add so much. I think some of these trapdoors could be closed like that as well for a nice little variation like that. That looks pretty smart, huh? Apart from the glass joins, I forgot the glass joins to close trapdoors these days. We can add on some pots and stick some flowers into here as well. It's all going to look pretty good. Boom, boom, boom. So here we go, Mr. Brian and Sons, Bricks Are Us. We are always bricking it. That is the company that sells all the bricks. There we go, the Bricking It company. We have some crafting tables maybe as well. And so much detail, really. We could put so much detail. Let's have a double chest right there. So this is the crane. Crane sponsored by It's Agent Cranes and Co. And it's lifting the clay that came along from the canal way along there. We also upgraded the smelters place today. Give them a bit of a cornfield, not a cornfield, just a farm. We could add even some more detail, just things lying about like that kind of thing. Just make the place look kind of messy and used. That's the main idea. We've got quite a lot of lanterns around here already. I could maybe put one more up here. So here's a kind of a storage yard for the iron right here. And then if we follow this all the way along, we can have a look at the clay digger's house as well. They've got a crane as well. I'm not too sure about my crane. Might improve that as well. This crane was sponsored by It's Agent Cranes, of course. Looks like he's sponsoring all the cranes now. So here's all the clay. Got normal clay right here. And there's the clay owner's house as well. This one is sponsored by Pneumatics Clay Production. Again, somebody watching on... There's Pneumatics. Somebody watching on the live stream sent in a super chat donation. Sent a couple of dollars my way while watching the live stream, and they get to join in. So this is supposed to be the fireplace in here as well, and there should be space for the chimney also, so that's something which could just be put something like that. Would look quite smart. Yeah, that can be improved. I don't want to do too much on the interior. We can add in a few details like that, some barrels, crafting benches, bits of scaffolding lying about, the odd anvil as well, all the kind of junk that you would get from being someone who gathers all the clay. But there we go, that is episode 10. I'm going to be recording episode 11 either today or tomorrow on YouTube, and I might be doing some bits and pieces on Twitch, so do make sure to follow me on Twitch as well. What's going to be next? Well, Jeep and Dad has already sent in a sponsorship for the pottery place during one of my live streams, so we're going to make a place for all the pots, and I'm thinking maybe some sort of armorer, somebody who makes armor could probably go round about here. But we have lots and lots of space. This is going to be our industrial section, so we've got loads of space. Maybe tannery shops would be something quite good as well. What other industrial build do you think we should add in this industrial section? This is going to be the kind of the workshop area, stuff that produces all the goods. We have some other ideas as well. A bank, A cobbler. A cobbler could go over there. Someone who repairs your shoes. See, a market, a church, and a bank, I think is going to go over on more of the softer side of the city over here, where things like libraries and churches would go. The wall we have started. A sheriff's house, not sure about that. A beehivery, or an apiary I think it's called, and some sort of well, maybe some sort of catapult maker could go over here as well. And I still want to keep some of the trees as well. So let's maybe add one more tree kind of into this place right here in the middle. And then we'll call this a done deal. Slash tree, big tree, boom. And there we go. It didn't end up being a very big tree. Can we try one here as well? Let's see if we get a bit more luck. And it's going to make, yeah, there we go. Got a nice big tree right there. That's cool. I like these kind of crossroads I've got going on. I might just expand that system. Let me know what you think in the comments. We've also got area A over here to think about. No, I'm going to call this area X. Area X. And then area Y all the way over here. I don't know why. I'm going to call it area Y. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ciao, ciao. And the blocks be with you. Oh, by the way, patreon.com/Andyisyoda. If you'd like to download this island in a blank form, check me out on Patreon. And you also get downloads every month of everything I've been building as well. And lots of other rewards to check out. Patreon.com/Andyisyoda. See ya.